Oh, no fair.
Yes.
All right, it's 4:30, so we'll come to order. Before we call the first committee to order, we have a public comment. Thank you.
Good
It'll be
evening, everybody.
3 minutes.
Pamela, Apostolate, Pamela Pinckney. And you don't have to worry about the clock on me this evening, Mr. Dinoforio. I just followed through and wrote down my concerns of my support of resolutions 218, 231, 2025, 218, 231, and 232. As well as 233, and I basically am interested in 218 because I'd like more information and clarity, such as terms like various providers, because I am concerned of recidivism with juveniles. I am in opposition to 2025, 222, and 225. And I have stated my reasons in writing to you, so no one is offended by my comments. And we have no legal problems from my public comment. But I speak from experience as well as what I witnessed. And my goal is to bring down violence and the division that we have in these communities. And I did have enough so I can give it to both of the attorneys, your chiefs of staff, even though she's a model, the chiefs of staff and your clerk and your president, and they will make sure that the rest of your committees get this information so that you can do what you need to do in your committees. And thank you for your time and your attention, and I hope your meetings go well. Thank you.
Thank you.
It's 4:32, and I'm calling the Public Works Committee to order. We have 2 items of business this evening. We will start with 2025-227, a resolution confirming the award of the Board of Control of a construction contract with Able Recon LLC under Ohio Department of Transportation purchase pricing for the Towpath Park Drainage Pipe Lining Project located in Sagamore Hills Township in Council District 1 in the amount not to exceed $218,801.49 for the engineer and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. Heidi Swindell, Summit County Engineer's Office. This is one of the assessed subdivisions, so these are people who live in a subdivision built after 1983. They pay into a stormwater maintenance fund for just the facilities of that subdivision. So that's the fund where this is coming out of. We divide it into District 1 and District 2, North and South. And then once we make a bigger purchase like this, we recalculate, we kind of see how much has come in from that subdivision. And if we need to up the assessment that they're paying, we will do that. But this is being purchased through Ohio Buys with the state. It's a cooperative purchasing program. And they had a great deal for this sewer lining. So we're asking to buy it from this vendor who is contracted with the state of Ohio. Happy to answer any questions.
Thank you. Any questions from committee? Questions from council? We have a motion. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We have item 2025-228, a resolution authorizing the executive to enter into an agreement for the acquisition of standard highway easements over a portion of parcel number 5000003 located in the village of Richfield in Council District 1 at a total amount not to exceed $600 as part of the Brecksville Road Bridge Replacement Project for the engineer and declaring an emergency.
Thank you. This is for 2 easements over park-owned land. The park board approved it a couple weeks ago, so we are now bringing it here. Very small portions, small easements over it, and we're paying $600 total for them. Happy to answer any questions.
Any questions from committee? Council? Mr. Smith? So moved. Mr. Smith moves. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Thank you.
Public Works Committee comes to a close at 4:35.
And at 4:35, I will call the Public Safety Committee to order. We have one resolution today, and I would move first to amend this resolution 2025-229 to match what is on the purple sheet. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. So I will read the amended 2025-229, an amended resolution authorizing the executive to execute intergovernmental agreements with Summit County municipalities for animal control services provided by the Division of Animal Control for a 5-year term for the period of 9/1/25 to 8/31/30, with an option to renew for an additional 5-year term for the Executive's Department of Public Safety and declaring an emergency.
Thank you, Alex Burr, Department of Public Safety. This is exactly what you just said. It's intergovernmental for animal control services for our cities and villages in Summit County to run for 5 years with an option to renew.
Thank you. Do we have any questions from members of the committee? Questions from council? Members of the public? Okay. Do I have a motion? Motion by Councilman Lacotte. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The ayes have it. Thank you, Alex. And I will call the Public Safety Committee to a close at 4:37.
Rules Committee will come to order. We have one resolution to consider this evening, 2025-230, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of Change Order Number 1 to a professional service agreement with Retzel and Andrus LPA in an amount not to exceed $125,000 for a cumulative increase of 100%, for a total amount not to exceed $250,000 toward the costs of continued legal representation and services on behalf of the county in the matter of Antonio Williamson versus Sheriff Candy Fothery et al. For the executive and sheriff and declaring an emergency.
Good evening, Brian Harnack, Director of Law for the executive. This is a request for change order to cover the legal expenses in the Williamson case for the remainder of the litigation. At this point, we are done with discovery. We're moving into a motion for summary judgment phase and trial if necessary. Hopefully not, but I don't want to come back with another change order. So this is going to cover the remainder of that litigation under the revised budget. So I'll take any questions.
Questions from members of the committee, members of council, the public? Who wants to move on that? Joe? I'll move. Joe moved on 2025-230. All in
Thank
favor,
you.
say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Is there any other business to come before the Rules Committee? Then we are adjourned.
I'll call the Health and Human Services Committee open at, looks like 5:38. May I have a motion to amend 2025-231, please? Mr. Lacotte moves on the amendment. I'll read it in. This is the amended version of 2025-231, an amended resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of professional service contracts with various providers for legal state fiscal year 2026, utilizing temporary assistance to needy families, benefit bridge, state general revenue fund, and food assistance employment and training funds from 10/1/25 through 9/30/26 in a total amount not to exceed $5,569,000 for the Executive's Department of Job and Family Services and declaring an emergency. Heather. Oh, I'm sorry, didn't call the vote. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? The ayes have it. Heather.
Hi, good evening. Heather Yannion, the County Executive's Department of Job and Family Services. This legislation includes 19 contracts on a combined legislation to renew our agreements with community providers that assist our programming at Job and Family, and also community efforts to TANF-eligible individuals. The contract in this legislation includes services such as homeless prevention, youth counseling and literacy, child safety items, Benefit Bridge programming, and the SNAP education and training program. I want to note there are no new agreements or providers in this legislation, and there are not any increases to any legislation from last year. It should be noted that the legislation that was read in was from state fiscal year 2026, and it should have been federal fiscal year 2026, and that's what was corrected.
Thank you. Any questions from members of the committee? Members of council? All those in favor?
Aye.
And I'll have to abstain. Okay, next up is, thank you. Up next is 2025-232. May I have a motion to amend?
Mr. Chair, we need someone to move to accept that. You abstain, but no one.
Well, I'll just back the train up again.
Thank you,
And we
sir.
have- Geez, I'm screwing this up. Could we have a motion, a vote on the amendment? All those in favor?
They didn't,
On the legislation, the amended legislation. Mr. Lecott moves. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Now the ayes have it. And my abstention. Okay. Now let me screw up the next one. 2025-232. May I have a motion to amend this resolution? Mr. Lecott moves. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? I'll read it in. An amended resolution authorizing the executive to execute a subaward agreement with Direction Home Akron Canton Area Agency on Aging and Disabilities to continue the provision of additional services to Summit County residents to assist older adults with aging in place from 9/1/25 through 12/31/25 in an amount not to exceed $697,977.84 for the executive and declaring an emergency. Andrew.
Good afternoon, Council. Andrew Berry for the Executive's Law Department, here before you to discuss our continued partnership with Direction Home. I apologize for the very lengthy email that I sent you all last Friday with all of these details, so I'm just going to give you a brief summary, and if you have any questions based on that email or what I have to share today, I'd be happy to answer those. When we last came before you, we were seeking approval for the first 6-month contract to provide aging in place services for January through June. As that contract went on and as we began the income verification procedure with the clients currently enrolled in the process, it was evident that we needed some more time. So we executed a contract amendment to extend that original agreement 2 months, and we are preparing a change order that may or may not have to come before you after we get final numbers for July and August to cover those 2 months. So we had additional time for residents to return their income verification forms and their documents. The teams at Direction Home and the Department of Development for the Executive's Office worked very closely together on those income verifications. Moving on to now, the piece before you is for the September through December portion of this program. This is for a little over 200 clients that were income qualified through the process. They receive care coordination services, and that's a number of things between food, medical devices, and other services. We have several folks from Direction Home, including CEO Abby Morgan, in the audience if you have any questions for their team. But the contract for the remainder of the year is $697,977.84. That was the piece that was amended in the resolution before you, just because we got some final numbers after that we had submitted the original piece. And this brings us through the end of the year. Our total contracts for aging in place for 2024 and 2025 will be at $5.8 million. We've also supplemented $200,000 with our Department of Development this year doing minor home modification, bringing our total spend for aging in place services in the 2 years to just over $6 million, which is an incredible feat we've been able to accomplish together for our older adults in Summit County. And I would be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Andrew. Any questions on the resolution? council. May I have a motion?
I'll move.
Mr. Cation moves on 2025-232. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, thank you, Anna. Next up, we have 2025-233, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a professional services contract with United Way of Summit and Medina as a best practical, source to provide adult protective services after hours call response and 211 information and referral line services to assist low-income families in assessing nonprofit and government services to meet basic needs for the period 10/1/25 through 9/30/26 in an amount not to exceed $130,000 for the Executives, Department of Job and Family Services, and declaring an emergency.
Hi again, Heather Yannian, Department of Job and Family. So this resolution is renewal for our 211 services and APS, Adult Protective Services After Hours Call Response. So for Adult Protective Services, the call response services are provided during DJFS office closure. So when our hotline turns off, 211 takes over those emergency phone calls so that somebody is answering. And then 211 information referral line will assist the low-income families in accessing nonprofit and government services to meet basic needs. The funding for this is Title 20 and Title 20 TNF. Any questions?
Any questions from members of the committee? Members of council? May I have a motion?
I'll move.
Mr. Cation moves on 2025-233. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it. Okay. Next up and final, 2025-234, a resolution authorizing the executive to execute an intergovernmental agreement with the Summit County Combined General Health District doing business as Summit County Public Health to increase utilization of health check early, periodic, screening, diagnostic, and testing services for young children for a one-year term from 10/1/25 to 9/30/26 in an amount not to exceed $120,000 for the Executive's Department of Job and Family Services and declaring an emergency. And Heather.
So this is a renewal of the public health check, which offers outreach to pregnant women and very young children. This funding is 100% state and federal Medicaid and is 100% pass through. So no dollars. We just implement the program and it's all charged back to Medicaid.
Great, thank you. Any questions of Heather from members of the committee? Council? I may have a motion.
I'll move.
Mr. Cation moves on 2025-234. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Heather. And that concludes Health and Human Services, and I'll close at, looks like 5:48.
We'll open up finance at 4:48. We have two items, 2025-235, a resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a purchase contract with ComDoc A Xerox Company under Equilis Group Public Cooperative Purchasing Association pricing for a Versant 280 press copier in an amount not to exceed $131,943, utilizing the internal lease fund for the Executive's Department of Finance and Budget, Office Service, and declaring it an emergency.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Daniel Brand with the Executive Department, Department of Finance and Budget, Office Services. I'm here today asking for approval on the purchase of the ComDoc Versant 280 press with a fiery configuration black and white copier. It has lower click rates, and we're replacing and upgrading from a 60-month lease. This is a cooperative purchasing agreement with Equilis and an intergovernmental agreement with the City of Akron to pay half. The total purchase price is $131,943, utilizing the internal leasing fund.
Committee questions? Council questions? Can I have a motion? Councilwoman Hyen moves on 2025-235. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Next item is 2025-236. A resolution confirming the award by the Board of Control of a professional service contract with Advice Ec Technologies, LLC, as best practical source for VMware licensing, updates, and software vendor support for vSphere server virtualization for centers for a 4-year term for the period of 7/31/25 to 7/30/29 for a total amount not to exceed $237,968.08 for the Office of Information Technology and declaring an emergency.
Stephen Byrne, Office of Information Technology. So this is essentially what runs all of our production servers. This is our virtual environment. We've had VMware for a long time. This is about $15,000 what we paid less last year, and that is, so Broadcom has recently bought out VMware. So we fully expect in the future for these prices to jump. So we have a 4-year deal that we're trying to latch on to. We are also looking at alternatives, and over the next 4 years, this will help us test out maybe some alternatives as we're sure to see price increases from the buyout.
How about committee questions? Council questions? Motion? Councilman Wilhite moves on 2025-236. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. I'll close out finance at 4:51.
I would just remind everyone and for the public as well that this is our last meeting here in this in the council chambers while we have wait for the renovations to be completed. Our next meeting will be September 8th at the Board of Elections Board Meeting Room on 1050 Talmadge Avenue. So thank you.
You're not kidding.